Hello everyone, it's Wheelock Alarms, and this is System Test 26. Now I'm going to start off by cutting right to the chase with what's going on here. As many of you may have seen, I did sell my Notifier SFP400B on eBay, and this is what's left of that system. I have the Firelight RZA 5F annunciator in the back box it was on. I'm actually going to be selling this. The reason why it was not included with the eBay sale is because it's been modified. Somehow CJ Goot told me he actually blew out all the LEDs. So he very carefully resoldered new ones in. So that's the only reason why I didn't want to sell it on eBay, is because I didn't want someone to use it in a life safety system and it somehow to fail. But it works fine. It didn't give me any problems. So if anyone is interested in it, it is for sale. In this box, the person who bought the panel did not want the can or the manual. They asked me to send them the board and the transformer only. So I still have the panel, well, not the panel, the can and the key and the instruction manual. So if anyone's interested in buying that, I'd probably sell it pretty cheap because I don't have a use for it. And I'd really hate to take it to the scrap yard and sell it when someone could use it. So in the system, I'm not going to show you the new panel yet, but I will show you what's in the system. We have the Simplex 4250-120, the Edwards Integrity, which is doing code 3. I have added a System Sensor 2WTA-B smoke detector. This is smoke and thermal detection, as well as a built-in sounder base, which has about 3 layers of tape on it because it's very loud. There's a roll of new fire alarm cable, which I'll probably end up selling. I think there's somewhere around 300 and some feet on there, something like that. If anybody's interested in buying that, I'll probably end up selling it for something like 40 bucks. I bought it thinking I needed it, and it turns out I didn't. I had just enough on my other roll. Out here, we have alarms you've never seen before. The first one is this EST Genesis strobe only. Yes, it does have a grill. I don't know why, because the strobe-only version should not have a grill. But it does, so whatever. And the next pull station is very, 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 very rare. I couldn't believe I found this. It's a Firelight BG6, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, well, it's not that rare. This was brand new in box. New old stock. Now, the box had been tossed around a little bit, and the pull station does have a couple of paint chips missing, but there's no paint overspray, there's none of that crap. It's in pretty good condition for its age. If we look over here, there's actually a label too. It says Firelight Alarms, Model BG6 non-coded fire alarm box, and the Underwriters Laboratory ratings and all that. On the front, it obviously says fire to sound alarm pull down, and then it uses this hex screw to reset, which I have loose enough to where I can turn with my fingers. Now for the control panel. As many of you may have known, for the longest time I'd been wanting a new control panel that was 24 volts, had coding options, and was 4 zones. Well, I achieved that and got myself a Simplex 4001. This control panel is in excellent shape for its age. From what I understand, this was actually put in service for just a short amount of time, and then in the 1980s pulled back out of service, and it's been in storage since. When I got it, all it had abnormal with it was the fact that there was conduit knockouts punched out, which obviously with a used control panel you're going to have that. This one was punched out for 3/4 inch, and as you can see I had to use a conduit knockout reducing fitting. This one was punched out for 1/2 inch, which I just reused, and I actually punched this one out myself so I could run the power wires into the panel. And this has the black stripe, from what I've been told. That makes it a little more rare. Uses the B key, as does anything else Simplex. Here's the power wires coming in, the ground wire, which I ran a dedicated grounding wire, hooks to the can, even though I technically didn't need to do that since I used metal conduit, but I'm still going to do it anyways. And the power wires are wire nutted together. Then I have miscellaneous hardware in here. These are the resistors that go behind the zones. Those are the resistors that go behind the alarms. There's an extra bulb for a 2903 light plate. A fuse. This is the set of keys that came with the panel. Here's the reset wrench for the BG6 and just a little screwdriver for the circuit board. Starting from right to left, I have the wires that run over to the alarm relay of the security system hooking into the alarm relay. Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4. As you can see, nothing is on Zone 2 right now, but everything else has the resistor behind the device, such as the smoke detector. If I remove it from its base, I'm going to get a Zone 4 trouble. And as soon as I put it back on, that trouble's going to go away. And right now I only have one trouble, and that's because I don't have batteries. And also there's the signaling circuit. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and set off the system. And yeah, let's go ahead and set it off. And note that the strobes are synchronized automatically. And the integrity is coding itself. The panel is set to continuous. And that's doing 110 candela. This is doing 1575. And they are in sync. I'll go ahead and reset the pull station real quick. Note that I just acknowledged it. I did not reset it. So that alarm is still going to show at the panel. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go out here and pull the BG6. Okay, we're now showing that Zone 1 and Zone 3 has gone into alarm, but has been acknowledged. If an alarm was to come in yet another zone, it would once again go into alarm, and the zone would flash. So if Zone 4 would go into alarm right now, the Zone 4 LED would flash, and the system would go back into alarm until I acknowledged it again. Go ahead and hold a system reset. It does sort of a lamp test there on the zones LEDs. And then once that clears away, the system has fully reset. And that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later.